Hello everyone, I'm Seth with Exotic Motorsports, and this is our 2019 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 2LT. This is a Lingenfelter car as well, so it is supercharged and does have plenty of other modifications. Being a 2LT, it does come with a number of features. Here at the front, you can see the two front parking cameras, so it does not have parking sensors like a traditional vehicle might, but it does have two cameras that will display on the infotainment screen and show you exactly how far away from the curb you are. And with the nose of this car being somewhat lengthy, that is really hard to put a price on that feature. It is very, very convenient. Being a Lingenfelter car, it also has a number of aftermarket modifications, such as this front splitter, the canards, the tow hook, all of which has been paint matched carbon flash metallic, which is an OEM Corvette color. So you do have the carbon flash metallic badges as well as the vent inserts in the hood. The front end has very, very minimal wear. There's a few stubborn bugs on the canards, but there's no rock chips, there's no scuffs. The front lip is in perfect condition, aside from just a handful of rock chips, which is really unavoidable. It's going to happen on any lower car with a front lip, but the front end looks fantastic. The front of the bumper, the nose of the car, does not have any rock chips, which is typically a pretty high wear area. There's none around the badge or in between the headlights. There's nothing on the hood. This car is in really, really good condition, and it does have just over 21,000 miles. Looking at the front driver's side fender area, it does have custom Lingenfelter Grand Sport badges. Front fender looks awesome. Front driver's side wheel. Wheels are in great shape. Driver's side mirror does have a few very small marks on it, but I'm sure that could be corrected at a detail shop if you desired to do that. The driver's side door is in fantastic shape. No marks. No rock chips in the side vent here. That's in good shape. The side skirt also looks really good. It's not been scratched, cracked, or anything like that. Driver's side rear quarter panel. Also really good shape, no cosmetic wear at all. Rear driver's side wheel. And a lot of people don't realize how wide the backs of these are. So this is actually a 12-inch by 20 wheel, and it is a 335/25/20. So that is a lot of tire. That is a big contact patch. Moving along to the back, we do have this very nice, they're called wicker bells, the stylish spoiler. It's on the back of it. Looks really good. Tinted taillights, done very tastefully. The light still shines through very nicely. Carbon flash metallic badge. Lingenfelter badging below that. And then we have a tow hook on the rear, as well as this very aggressive diffuser. Rear spoiler is in great shape. It's not been sun faded or damaged in any way. There's also no blemishes on the back. Face of the back bumper looks great. There's no wear, there's no marks. The rear diffuser and the lower black portion of the bumper also does not have any marks on it. So moving over to the passenger side, looking at the rear quarter panel. No marks anywhere over there. Rear passenger wheel. Looks great. Passenger door. No issues there. Passenger side skirt also looks really good. Passenger mirror. Same as driver's side, just a few very, very small marks that looks like they could probably be corrected. Not a big deal, not very noticeable. Front passenger fender. also looks great. And the front passenger wheel, no rash, no scratches, nothing like that. It looks awesome. I will go ahead and walk around the vehicle from a 1 foot distance to give you a better big picture idea of the overall condition of the car. It's easy to make a car sound like it's in worse shape than it really is by pointing out every defect that it may have. However, we do that at Exotic Motorsports to give our buyers a complete disclosure over the condition of our inventory, to give them peace of mind and confidence they need to purchase a car sight unseen from us if they choose to do so. Walking around the car from a 1 foot distance is a lot more indicative of what you would notice on a day-to-day basis if you were to own the vehicle yourself. This helps separate the flaws that stand out from the ones that are truly superficial. So in doing this, hopefully you have a better idea of the realistic condition of the car, and not just knowing that it has all these small defects when chances are you probably won't ever notice them on your own. Let's check out the interior. We do have very nice black leather interior with white contrast stitching. We do have perforated, heated, and cooled carbon fiber competition seats. And they are power adjustable as well. Competition seats just have the harness loops on the side, carbon fiber in the back, and the bolsters are positioned just a little bit differently than the GT bucket seats. They are a little more aggressive, hug you a lot more tightly. Push button start like every Corvette. So we've got absolutely no warning lights, no issues, nothing there. Everything looks healthy. We've got navigation, and then of course it does have Bluetooth and a number of other features. If you are subscribed to satellite radio, you are able to use the weather feature as well. It does not work unless you are subscribed to satellite radio. The PDR feature is the performance data and video recorder. You can actually use this if it has an SD card. Let's see here. So you can actually use this to record track time. There's a camera on the other side of that mirror that will point through your windshield, and it records audio as well. So if you want to look at your track days, it has all kinds of overlay settings to help you track speed, RPM, gear, G-forces, all kinds of things like that. Super fun to use on a road course. And then of course we have our heated and cooled seats for the driver and passenger side, all of our different ventilation options. And then of course you can sync or unsync the temperature. So the passenger side display is over there, and if you synchronize it when you change temperature over here, notice I'm not touching that dial. So that's a nice feature as well, and they also have their independent seat options there as well. And then you have the compartment behind the screen. If you need to store something back here, you can. There's also a USB input. So this is the 8-speed automatic transmission. It does have very nice red accented paddle shifters to kind of go with the rest of the car. Standard cruise control, not distance pacing or anything like that. Do have your Bluetooth hands-free controls there, as well as your gauge cluster menu options. So there's all kinds of different things you can select. Going through performance here, so you have 0 to 60, coolant temp, oil pressure, battery voltage, trans fluid temp, horsepower, which is probably wildly inaccurate, tire temperature. I mean, there's just all kinds of options, and then you can go through your audio, phone, nav, and system settings all through here at the gauge cluster, which is super convenient. And through this menu you can track things like fuel economy, trip meters, and things like that through the regular settings menu. So here, these you push them towards you, and those will change the radio station or the track that you're listening to. These are your volume controls. We have magnetic ride control, so you can actually change the driving mode. Track is very stiff dampening, sport is a little bit less, but still aggressive, touring is very soft. Eco changes some of the engine tuning as well as keeping the suspension soft, and weather does all of that while changing your traction control settings and making it a little more aggressive to prevent wheel slip a little more actively. Preferably just driving around town, I like to leave it on sport. It still cushions a lot of the impact for rough roads, but it still keeps it stiff enough to where you can corner aggressively and drive the car aggressively, and it's still fun. We've got our Grand Sport cup holder, little koozie pads at the bottom. We do have USB and 3.5mm in there. Grand Sport embroidery on the armrest. The front passenger seat is in excellent condition, as is the front passenger door panel, and the dash also looks great. There's no issues. Grand Sport badging up here in the visors, as well as our universal garage door remote, auto dimming rear view mirror, which is frameless, looks nice, very modern look to it. I'll roll down the windows. This does have a cam and a supercharger, a bunch of other things with aftermarket exhaust, so this car sounds phenomenal. Very aggressive exhaust note. I won't sugarcoat it at all. This car is deafening. It is so loud. But I may be wrong here, but in my opinion, that makes it even more fun to drive. You can hear that massive cam. Oh, that sounds so good. The sound of this car and the way it drives definitely matches the aesthetic to a T. Forgot to mention, you also have power adjustable steering column there. I'm really not sure why every car doesn't have that, with it being 2021, but this car has it, and that's what's important. So of course the front folding hood, like every Corvette. And here you can see we do have lots of chrome coverings on things, Grand Sport caps, carbon Lingenfelter spark plug covers, the supercharger cover there. We've got a carbon fiber K&N intake. Car's been taken very good care of. It looks fantastic. Grand Sport interior hood blanket, and then we've got the carbon fiber hood vent piece there. Lingenfelter branding on absolutely everything. But this car makes good power. It's very healthy. It's still incredibly docile on the street. If you drive it as such, if you don't mash the skinny pedal, this car is actually very tame and very, very easy to manage and drive around town. It's very comfortable if you put it on touring. The suspension is actually very soft if you adjust it to be that way. This car has a ton of cargo space in the back. I've always advocated that C7s are incredibly practical, and you can really do whatever you want with this car, whether it's driving it in the quarter-mile autocross, long road trips, just taking it around town. This car will do anything you ask it to. And with the Lingenfelter package, that just makes it even more enjoyable. So that is our 2019 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 2LT with the Lingenfelter package. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out. Check out our sales listing at exoticmotorsportsok.com. Thank you for watching.